On the battery.
On the battery? Oh. On the mic? Hey, I'm here. Halfway. Do I have extra battery?
I think I have 2.
You'll be fine then. This is going to be over in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get it again.
But you have more in there.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to break.
So.
I have it in my car.
Okay.
Well, if it's still there.
Yeah.
Stand by for bump shot. They're live.
David Chanley for the latest on the storm's path. David, Helene made landfall in Florida about an hour ago, right?
Indeed, and head now to South Georgia, where Caroline was reporting right there in Valdosta. They're going to get the eye of the storm over that here momentarily. In the meantime, here in North Georgia, more rain. That's the story right now, and flooding at that. All right, look at the heavier rainfall right in the heart of the city, moving up through Cobb County, up the I-75 and 575 corridor up into Cherokee County. Real tropical downpours going on. All that moving off to the southeast to the northwest at a pretty good clip. All right, and so around the region, there you go. Look how it's just raining on areas already been rained on, and rainfall totals are really jacking up. All right, so down here on the south side, more rain and a little bit of a lull, and then we got more pinwheeling in here from that center of circulation. It was Hurricane Helene. There it is, still a hurricane heading toward Valdosta right now. Thank goodness the spinners, the kind of low top spinning thunderstorms, tornadoes, yeah, they're out there to our east, and that's kind of where they're staying, so we don't have to worry about that for now. Winds already 40, 50 something miles an hour, about to cross the Georgia line. Yeah, and so we're going to see that increase in our region for sure as we march on through the overnight hours. Check this out, down towards Putnam County, perhaps 70-mile-an-hour winds, not out of the question near that center of circulation. By the time we get into 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, all that's going to be moving up into northeast Georgia. So we're going to see quite the night here and into early tomorrow morning with the wind up there above tropical storm force, knocking on the door of hurricane force later in the day. And it's still going to be breezy for the most part right on into your Friday afternoon. So we've got that to deal with for sure. Now let's take you through the next few hours. You're going to see wave after wave of the rainfall, and that is certainly going to be a concern across North Georgia because we've already had so much rain. This has nowhere to go. So rainfall totals 4, 5, 6 inches. We're going to now double that in a lot of areas. Meteorologist Alex Forbes joins me now in the Fox 5 Storm Center. And Alex, some problems out there with some flooding already, and we still have the night to go.
That's right, David. The event only really beginning, and we're seeing that flooding in town here across metro Atlanta and North Georgia. Let me take you to some of the problem spots that we've got right now, and this really is going to be Peachtree Creek in the driver's seat at the moment. Major flood stage at Buford Highway. That's in DeKalb County. We're in moderate flood stage on the South Fork at Johnson Road, not too far away from us here at Fox 5. And then at US 41 Atlanta Buckhead. This is right by the Bobby Jones Golf Course, entering major flood stage as well. And then as you find your way towards Rickenbacker Drive, major flood stage. Some more information to throw at you here. Shoal Creek at Columbia and DeKalb County, that is now in moderate flood stage. And we are expecting the Yellow River at Pleasant Hill in Lithonia to get into moderate flood stage here in short order. We're also going to be watching the Chattahoochee River and Sweetwater Creeks. The forecast from the River Forecast Center as of now is for moderate flood stage in those spots. But as David was mentioning, the rain is going to continue to fall, and we are just going to continue to add water into our creeks and streams. This only the beginning. The rain's going to continue to fall. The wind that's down to the south, as David was just showing you, that's going to be moving in here over the next little bit. I want to take you to some of the rainfall totals that we have seen over the last little while. This is the past 24 hours, and you can see really that band from McDonough to Griffin over towards Barnesville. These have been our highest totals. If I query some of this here, what you're going to see is this pink color here right there on the Pike-Lamar County line. That's 6.5 inches over the past just 24 hours there. Let's see if I get into Henry County there. There's 4.7, Thomaston 3.9, and then I want to draw your attention back over here into the metro area. This green box that you see flashing, that it basically goes from Roswell down through Sandy Springs, Buckhead, Atlanta, East Point, down past Hartsfield into Riverdale and Jonesboro. This is the green box that triggered everybody's phones to go off about an hour ago. It's a flash flood warning that's considered to be considerable. If we click into Belvedere Park, there's almost 5 inches of rain in the past 24 hours. Buckhead, about 3 inches. Atlanta, almost 3. Gresham Park, about 3.5. And honestly, let's see if we flip this over to just the past 3 hours, you can see a lot of that has come almost 2 inches in the past 3 hours. So it is coming down. It is coming down fast across metro Atlanta. So now is the flooding threat. And then once we look down to the south here, you're going to see the center of Helene. That's down now at the eye wall in Valdosta. And I think that's where we want to go next. Russ?
Right, Alex, thanks so much. We do continue our coverage of Hurricane Helene in Valdosta, about 20 miles north of the Florida state line, the first city in Georgia to feel the effects. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has been there all day, and Tyler, you're in the thick of it now, aren't you?
Yeah, Russ, good evening to you. We are in the thick of it. The power just went out here, pitch black in downtown Valdosta. You're not actually able to see pretty much anything, but I'll tell you, just across the street from where we are, a tree just fell and one of the lights, the street lights, toppled over. We are feeling the worst that we have. I'm going to step into this alleyway where we are for safety reasons. This is the eye wall of Hurricane Helene pounding Valdosta tonight. There are cars on the road. That is obviously not advised. This is a very strong storm that is proving to be extremely dangerous here. 35,000 people are in the dark here in Valdosta, and that is at the latest check just a couple of minutes ago with EMA. We do see emergency responders are out and about. I can see red lights right there, a fire truck driving in this area. Again, we are in pitch black. From what we saw within the last about 15 minutes as the eye wall started pounding this area, we were seeing sidings of buildings being ripped off, trash cans being thrown about down the street, and multiple tree limbs just literally ripping off these trees. This is a situation that Valdosta and the South Georgia has unfortunately been preparing for. Many people have been trying to make sure they got their generators because there are just so many people in the dark tonight, and this is just the beginning. We are still awaiting to get through this entire eye wall that's going to at least last a little bit longer. The situation here, truly though, when it went pitch black, is a very dangerous situation. We can no longer see. I'll tell you, where we are at least is in a safe position to protect us from not only the wind but also the flying debris, and there is a lot of flying debris. I have covered a number of hurricanes and tropical storms in my career on TV, and I'll tell you, this is probably the strongest I've seen. I covered Hurricane Michael back in 2018 as it was making landfall or just a little bit inland of in Florida on I-10, about 20 miles inland, and that was an extremely strong storm. This is feeling very similar, and it made landfall in Florida, and we're like, what, 40 miles inland, 50, 60, 70 miles inland from Florida, where it made landfall in the Big Bend region, and we are getting absolutely pounded by this storm. As our Fox 5 storm team was saying, this is moving incredibly fast, so it's not dying down. It is just continuing to bring all of that energy on shore, and we are feeling that here in Valdosta tonight. I mean, I believe if we pan over to the left, you can see kind of a street sign. I don't know if it's behind the tree. I can see one. It is just shaking in the wind, the speed limit sign. It just shows just how, if we pan over here, I can show you over the do not enter sign. You can just see how these signs are just shaking, just how powerful this wind is. It is truly a sight to see out here, even though it's pitch black. It kind of takes your breath away as the wind hits you, and that you just hear another round just coming through, continuing to get even worse. The howl. I think this is the worst winds that we have seen so far. as the storm is moving through this area. I mean, Russ, this is truly a sight to see. For me, we're here covering this storm. This is not our area. My heart goes out to every single person who is having to live here, because we know once the lights come back on, once the sun rises tomorrow morning, there is going to be damage. Whoop, we are, a sign. Russ, we're gonna send it back to you. We're gonna get inside to somewhere a little bit safer. This situation is obviously getting a lot more dire out here.
Well, you've done an excellent job explaining what's happening there in Valdosta, a city of 55,000 people in South Georgia. They've known for a long time, several days, that Valdosta was potentially in the path, and there what you see in that live photo is rain going sideways, tens of thousands of people without power in Valdosta. Certainly a taste of things to come when it makes its way toward Albany and then Macon, and potentially hurricane force winds right up to the southern part of metro Atlanta. We're going to return you to Fox Weather's coverage of Hurricane Helene. You can stay up to date on the storm as it inches closer to the metro area. We will be back with another update at the top of the hour. We'll see you then.
And with that, there's nowhere to go but up for the water. And the reason that I know that it's still rising, if you were with us on Fox Weather earlier this morning, I know we've got folks with us on Fox News Channel and our local television stations. One of our meteorologists, Michael Estime, was down. That's the restroom, and they have concessions on the other side. That little line that you can see is the railing of the Riverwalk. And when we got here, there was probably this much of it.